day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Watson Michael from Ceylon Institute of English and Leadership. And this time, we have with us Mr. Gabriel Ryan, all the way from Singapore, who is the Vice President for Regulatory Portfolio Analytics Risk Management at DBS Group. Gabriel, welcome. And how are you doing today?
Hi Watson. Thanks for having me. I'm doing good, doing really well. Hope you're doing the same. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a bit rainy here, but yeah, all good.
All right.
Great. So, what does leadership mean to you, and why is it important?
That's a good question, Watson. And it's an important question as well. I believe leadership means at its core, grooming the next set of leaders. That's right. As a leader, the qualities expected is to groom the next set of leaders by having clear direction for your team and also nurturing your team towards that goal, direction, and to groom them to eventually one day step in your shoes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. So, I see you post a lot of content, okay? Right, interesting content. What keeps you motivated?
What keeps me motivated? I think it's a broad question. So in terms of posting, writing on LinkedIn, for example, what keeps me motivated is having to meet a lot of new connections, some of whom I've met in person, so that keeps me motivated, and also a lot of discussions that take place within the LinkedIn platform through comments or DMs. So it's 50-50. So I post really serious technical topics related to my work and get good work-related discussions. And sometimes I post really everyday kind of topics, and I get a different set of comments, which is more lighthearted. We have some laughs. Yeah, so that's good as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, right? And I saw a very interesting post yesterday. Okay, and it had hit 1,000 odd likes, right? So, wow, okay.
Yeah. I guess I come from a more numerate background. So and my work is also a bit more numbers related. So I tend to write a lot on the nature of my work, which has a lot of numbers. It has formulas, and then on the light-hearted side, sometimes I post like math jokes, like what you saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. So, no, based on your profession, right, as a risk professional in the finance sector, you're subject to challenges. How do you avoid negativity?
Oh wow. So this is a really good question. Um, I believe the world that we live in today is very uncertain. It's a
Yeah.
volatile environment. So I think we call it VUCA, right? It's the VUCA world, volatile, uncertain. I can't remember what is
Yeah.
the other two letters, but it highlights that we are now living in a very challenging environment. Some of these challenges, I believe, are unavoidable. How we ourselves, we manage these challenges that we might face, right? I suppose the first thing that we can do is knowing that the challenges exist, acknowledging these challenges, and also identifying potential new challenges. And so once we know that the challenges exist, then we can think about strategies to navigate, strategies to overcome the challenges. But also, I believe importantly, there might be unforeseen challenges, new challenges that might come which we had not anticipated yet, right?
Yeah.
In that sense, we also have to be agile. We cannot be very rigid. Otherwise, it might be difficult to uh, overcome new challenges.
Yeah, that's true. Do you read a lot of books?
Uh, Personally, no. I'm not really a fan of reading books. I watch a lot of. I read a lot of news
Okay.
online. So I like to keep abreast, keep updated. I watch, movies or TV on the side. But in terms of reading books, not too many of them. So, in my nature, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Right. So now these days, okay, especially these days, we find many people complaining about life
Hmm.
and that they don't have time for things,
Right.
right? What is your message for them to stay positive?
Ah. Um. wh- I think one way to look at it is that all of us, regardless of our backgrounds,
Hmm.
our race, our nationality, we all, as people, we have the same 24 hours per day, right? And what we see around us is that people live vastly different lives. It's not always the case, but I believe more often than not, it is a matter of prioritizing um, what is important to us, right? Quite quite typically, when we are
Mm-hmm.
younger, we tend to prioritize our jobs, to earn a bit more,
Yeah.
to a certain level that we are a bit more comfortable. So we try to accelerate our careers and all. But then, as we grow older, as we mature, we tend to come to a crossroad, right, where we either choose to continue on this, accelerated career path, or we tend to be a bit more family orientated. By then, we might have kids. We might get married, have kids, uh, and we want to slow down a little bit, focus on family, or just smell the roses a little bit.
True.
After hustling for many years prior. So I think we have this choice for a lot of us. It may not be a universal message. Some people may be in really underprivileged environment when it becomes difficult. But for a lot of us, it's a matter of prioritization, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of that, I think Gabriel, you and me, we are still young. Okay.
Yeah, I like to think that we are still young, but I'm hitting my 4 series soon. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah. All right. At least young at heart, right? Okay.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how important is teamwork in order to achieve something great?
Oh, teamwork is absolutely. I mean, without teamwork, there's only so much we can do as individuals. I like to think that all things great are team effort. If we think, all the great things that have happened in the last 100 years, from the moon landing, Apollo
Mm.
landing on the moon, you have thousands of people working on sending the Apollo program to the moon, right up to the recent SpaceX adventures and all the other great things that happened. They're all team effort. I think no one individually would be able to claim that the successes of the last 50 years is on their own.
Wise words. Okay, right. So, what was one of the most challenging things you faced, and how did you overcome it?
Hmm. Let me think.
Yeah.
I suppose one of the most challenging things that I faced is um, being, I mean, in a professional setting, right? Being in a completely new role. It was a risk that I took.
Okay.
Jumping into a role that I've not done before.
Hmm.
With limited experience, and the role demands a lot. It was rather high stakes, and we had high stakes deliveries as well. So it was a steep learning curve. We had to learn, or I had to learn the ropes very quickly. Uh, uh, and to be able to speak the same language, have the
Hmm.
same wavelength with my team members and the stakeholders.
Wow.
I guess the key here is to be agile, to be able to pick up new learnings quickly and
Hmm.
fast. And also to prioritize lah. So we need to know what is important, and then start picking those up quickly, and then slowly progressing from there. So I think the final outcome was quite okay. I think the role and the deliveries, the project went quite okay. But the initial phase for me was quite difficult. So I guess the risk paid off for me as I jumped into that role, and as I move out from the role.
Wow. So that's pretty interesting. Okay. So, based from your experience and everything, right? Uh, what is the final message that you will give for all people who want to chase their dreams? Okay, so you took a huge risk, okay, and you took a challenge, and you're good at that, right? So I also took a challenge some time back when I started this podcast, okay, and I still need to thank Dewey Cooper for, right, the MMA and boxing coach, for helping me with this podcast and being my first ever guest. So, what is your final message for all the people who want to chase their dreams?
I would say uh, number one, we have to be curious, so that we know that opportunities exist out there, and not be fixated or stuck in a certain role. And we have to be bold. We need to take certain amount of risk, and to be comfortable to do that, we should not also not stop learning, right? We don't need to have all the knowledge in the world, but you just have a little bit here and there, enough for us to take that leap, and then we can progress from there. And by having all this, it's just a matter of letting the opportunity present itself. We may not take rash decisions, but like myself or yourself,
Mm,
opportunity presented itself, we might think it's a good time to take it, then we can take it.
absolutely. Okay, so stay curious
Yeah.
and be bold. Okay, and when opportunity comes,
Yeah.
take it but analyze. Wow, wise words. So, Gabriel, thank you very much for taking time from a busy schedule and doing this podcast with us.
Thank you too. Thank you.